Train the muscles, not the joints.
Mountain. Welcome back to Natural Gallant Bodybuilding, and today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about how I lost body fat, how I got leaner. Because lately I've received some comments from a few of you about how I've lost some body fat, how I've gotten leaner, right? So a couple of you guys wanted me to explain how that happened. How did I get leaner? What did I do differently in my training and my diet?
Let go. You've done the bare minimum requirement of your job. Congratulations.
Thank you.
It's a good job.
Do I pass?
And then you're on spider detail because that spider's stalking you, man.
Now, a big myth a lot of people think is that when you train, you're automatically lean and your body stays at the same body fat level all the time, no matter what you eat. Like some people think that once you get in shape, that's it. You never have to watch your diet ever again. You never have to make sure that your macros and your nutrients are right or whatever, because your body has already kind of got that momentum and it just sticks at the same place. Well, I wish that was the case, but the fact is that sometimes a bodybuilder will put on a little bit of body fat here and there because they'll start to eat a little bit more carbohydrates or more fats in their diet in order to nourish the body, right? Because sometimes that can help put on some muscle, although there are different schools of thought on that. But sometimes it's nice to just take a break from constantly being strict in what you're eating. But lately I've been motivated to almost do a body fat cleanse a bit. So I have been changing things in my diet. So one of the major things I changed in my diet was that I stopped having carbohydrates every meal. So most of the time I would do chicken and rice or tuna and rice or some sort of protein and potato or something like that. But what I did was that I cut out the starches out of my diet altogether and I replaced it with greens, and then I would have just protein sources such as sardines, such as mackerel, canned mackerel packed in water is pretty good, and chicken breast, turkey sausage, which has a bit of fat, but it's not bad, pretty low in carbs and everything. And I would also have greens like broccoli or kale here and there. And I would have some protein shakes with a handful of blueberries here and there, right? So that's basically what I would do. I would cut out the carbohydrates for the most part. And then once my body would flatten out, because you know, when you flatten out and your body's not full of glycogen, you start to look a little bit worse. You almost look a bit fatter than you actually are because your body starts to deflate a bit, like the muscles deflate. And then what happens is the body, because it's not accessing the carbohydrates in the muscle tissue for energy, it starts to use the body fat stores a bit. So you want to hover into that a little bit. I don't know if that's the right word, hover. You want to dip into the fat stores a bit, but you don't want to dip into them so much that you start to lose muscle. And that's kind of the balancing act that I'm playing out all the time. So what I found is that every 2 or 3 days, I'll do a big plate of rice and chicken. Sometimes I'll go to Nando's or I'll go to a sushi place and have some sushi rolls or something. But for the most part, I stick to straight protein and fats for my diet. And I try not to have too much fat either. Now, one of the other main things that I've been doing is having more organ meat in my diet. So I'll just have a plate of liver and I'll put a tiny bit of jam on there. It's just a tiny bit of sugar, like about 3 or 4 grams through blueberry jam or something, or I'll put on some applesauce or something like that, but not much. And then I'll eat that liver down. Or I've been eating beef heart, where I just put some salt and garlic on there, and I'm telling you, beef heart, it's unreal. Like, it's actually pretty good. I stew it in a pan with water, and I add some garlic and salt and pepper. Wicked. I love it. It's like a quarter of the cost of beef, but it gives you all the protein and 10 times the nutrients, so it's really good. So these are some of the other foods that I've been eating just to kind of mix up the palate, right? Because if you always eat the same stuff, that gets a little boring too.
Sure do love this bike. I sure love it. It's not mine though. I wish it was mine. No, I don't wish, I'm just joking. I don't wish it was mine. But it's pretty colors and stuff. It's the kind of bike that I think most people would like riding. Right, Anthony? What do you think? Yeah, you think? You good? Yeah.
The other thing that I do is at night I'll have a can of tuna or 2 cans of tuna, and I'll use a can of cod livers. Cod livers are full of all sorts of stuff, so you can look them up. But cod liver oil, ever heard of it? Well, yeah, that's what this stuff is, but it's cod livers themselves. So there's a bit of protein and a lot of good fats in there, and I'll use that to moisten up the tuna, and I'll get that tuna down like a big meal, right? So the fact that I'm not having carbohydrates all the time has assisted me with dipping into those fat stores. So yeah, my typical routine looks like this. I'll get up and I'll go get a mocha.
Did you get the STD cleared up or what?
So what?
Do whatever you had?
So what?
Did you get the thing cleared up you had?
Clear up my head?
Did you get the thing cleared up that you had?
Oh.
I don't want to say it too loud.
Oh,
I'm
no.
going to say it really loud.
No. It's not cleared up. I just had to give.
To make myself feel better by having a piece of a cookie. Some people are asking me, like, what's my high carb or low carb day look like? Well, like if I was getting ready for a contest, to be different, right? But my low carb day now looks like a mocha. Like, I'll have a non-fat mocha, and I'll have a chocolate chip cookie with oatmeal in it. That's my carbs, and then the rest of the day is just straight protein. So that's what my low carb day looks like. Somebody on Instagram asked me that, so here you go. You got the facts right here, there, buddy boy. The facts right here. All right, now put it down. I don't want to get caught eating a chocolate chip cookie. Put it down. That's good.
And a cookie, that's my carbs for the day. Just a cookie and a non-fat mocha. So it seems like it's all bad, it's all sugar, but there's a lot less carbohydrates in there total than I was having before. And then I will have a can of sardines.
Oh boy. Sardines for breakfast. I have to say, this is not my favorite food in the world. It's not, but it gives me the protein, and it's quick and easy, and there you go. Well, 5 grams of fat, and about, not a boot. We don't say a boot in Canada, we say a bout, okay? And 17 grams of protein. And of course, there's pretty much 0 carbs in here. Yeah, 0 carbs. It's only $2, okay? This only costs $2. Those of you guys bitching and complaining that you can't afford to eat protein, well, you know what? Get rid of those freaking taste buds of yours and eat this shit. $2 a meal, hey? $2 for your protein. You can't get better than that. Oh man, these guys are still squirming away from me.
And then I'll have probably maybe another can of sardines. And then I'll go and have some beef liver, or I'll have some beef heart, like about a pound of beef heart or half a pound. And then I'll have some tuna and cod livers later on that night. And that's pretty much my diet. It's like that. And if I'm hungry, I'll add more protein or less, but basically it works out to about 150 to 200 grams of protein a day from actual meat sources. And then from there, I will sometimes have a protein shake, sometimes not, just depending on how I'm feeling, whether my body feels like it's flattening out or not, right? Now, one thing I've noticed is that when I go low on carbs for several days, my appetite starts to disappear. Now, when my appetite disappears, that's when I know it's probably time for me to have a carb meal, because it's almost like carbs seem to kickstart my metabolism, because I can feel the heat hit my body as soon as I have carbohydrates, and I want that metabolism to go, so that way when I'm not having the carbs come in anymore, then it's going to dip into those fat stores. So I do want to play this game of boosting the metabolism from time to time. So I found once every 2 to 3 days, having a big meal of starches has been ideal for me to be able to maintain a certain amount of leanness, but at the same time still get perpetually leaner and feel strong in the gym or feel decent, right? So I've been maintaining most of my strength, not all of it, but sometimes you have to dip into that strength at first, and then you can bulk up again by having a little bit more carbohydrates, and then those carbohydrates fill out the muscle instead of putting on body fats. All right, I had 2 cans of sardines. today. Not a lot, and I had a cookie and a mocha. Now I'm going to get my rice and chicken meal. So yeah, it's around 5 o'clock, going to get the rice and chicken meal. I'm gonna stuff that down, I tell you. That is getting stuffed down. Stuffed right down. Mountain. After a hard day dancing up in the mountains, sometimes you just gotta get yourself something to eat, you know what I'm saying? Just gotta eat some food, you know? Because food's important for the body, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Can't just be eating air, you know? Expecting to get all money from that, you know, get all big. Mom, someone's calling me now, shit. Thank you. So you get respect when you're on camera, eh? People don't want to be caught being bad to Jason. Because they know they're on camera, right? When I turn this camera off, he beats the shit out of me. But before that, he's all nice. That's how it works. Hey, I got the plastic forks now. I didn't get the plastic forks last time.
I will bring the other one for you.
Yeah, whatever. She's trying to get me to leave.
No.
See, they insist on giving me to-go items, so that way I go. I'm appreciated. I'm well appreciated. Watch my video, the anabolic nutrition technique that every bodybuilder should know, or every natural bodybuilder knows. It's a great video, and you'll get an idea of why I'll dip into the carbs here and there, and then I'll get rid of them for a bit, because I'm trying to increase my insulin sensitivity so the carbohydrates become very anabolic, but at the same time, I'll have less tendency to put on body fat when I do have them. So I hope this helps you out in your training. Thanks a lot for watching. If you need to get a hold of me, just go to naturalgallantbodybuilding.com, and thanks to the Patreon supporters, and take care for now. Mountain.